safely. Woo! All right, guys, just landed. Can anybody guess what I am? Anybody? That's right, a pilot. Now, what does a pilot do? Does anyone know? Well, I'll tell you. Pilots work in the field of aviation. Aviation is a science of designing and flying an aircraft. Now, what's an aircraft? A flying machine. All right, what do you think an aerospace engineer does? What does an aerospace engineer do? It's someone who designs, develops, and tests aircraft. Now, who knows what aeronautics is? Aeronautics refers to the science or practice of travel through the air. Now, today, we're gonna be making our own aircraft. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to be a pilot? You guys ready to be an engineer to build our own aircraft? I'm ready. Let's go. So today we're gonna be taking flight in one of these. All right, this is a plane from the 1920s, the design and all that. But first, I have a proposition for you. I have $25,000 here. Now, if this were real money, would you fly this plane from New York to Paris? Now remember, majority of the time we're over water, and this is a plane in the 1920s, so technology was different. A lot of you said yes for $25,000. Now, there are some risk involved now, so let's put this money aside. Now, some of the risks could be weather, bad weather. It could be you falling asleep. It could be an engine malfunction. All these things could happen and could be dangerous. Now, knowing those risks, would you still do it for $25,000? Would you? Let's make one of these and find out. Oh guys, did I mention, before we get started, there was a man named Charles Lindbergh who actually took the risk. He took that money, he made history. Charles Lindbergh was 25 years old in 1927 when he made his transatlantic flight from New York to Paris. Lindbergh's transatlantic journey was the first of its kind, flying solo for 33 hours straight for 3,600 miles. As a result of his courageous journey, Lindbergh received an Orteig Prize, receiving $25,000. His flight helped pave the way for public interest in flight and advancements in aviation technology. Are you guys ready to make history? Let's get to the activity. So, in this activity, the material you'll need is a pair of scissors. I already cut up my paper straw, but we need a paper straw. I have these popsicle sticks here. I count about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 popsicle sticks. Glue stick or glue. Some tape. I have this template here for our plane. You're gonna need an old piece of cardboard. I have some fish line here that you're gonna also need for when we take flight later. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, so as we get started on building our plane, remember we're aeronautical engineers. We're designing and putting it together, right? When we take flight, we'll be the pilot. So, we have our template here, we have our wings and our fenders, and then we have our wing struts, which is going to be our popsicle sticks. Now, also, you will need washers. These washers are the wheels. If you don't have any washers, you can use quarters. That's perfectly fine. You'll need two, okay? So first, I'm gonna cut out our template and we're gonna glue it onto our cardboard that we have, okay? When we get to the plane, you guys can go on ahead and cut the wheel off. We won't need it. So just like that, okay? Let's keep going. All right, guys, so once you're done cutting it out, you're going to place it, separate it on your cardboard, and then we're gonna glue and cut it out, okay? All right, we have our pieces cut out. Now we're ready to assemble, starting with our wings. All right, so I have 4 popsicle sticks here, and I'm just gonna cut the ends off just a little bit. Like that on both sides. All right, so now that we cut the tips of our wing fenders, we're gonna place them on the back of the wings like this, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and we're gonna tape those. And then we're gonna get another popsicle stick, cut it in half. There. All right. And then we're going to tape either our quarters or our washers, just like that. So then they're going to be taped to the wing, the bottom of the wing, and against our other fender, just like that. All right, let's get started. Now it's time to put on our wheels. This is how I did it, using my washers or quarters. Just like that, just taping the popsicle stick right on the back. Then we're going to put them like so, okay? Let's go. All right, guys, all done. Now we just have to add our straws. So what you want to do is line it up here and one right here. So I'm gonna just cut this in half. And tape one at the back fin and then one in between the wings, and we'll be good. All right, guys, I have my stick here. You guys can use a broomstick or any stick around the house. And what I did was I taped one end of my fish line to our stick, and then my other end is going to go through our straws that we put on our plane, like so. Just like that, so now it's there. Now this end, you're going to want your last popsicle stick, you're gonna want to tie a knot in the middle of the popsicle stick, okay? So we're gonna do that. You double knot it so it stays, and then you can reinforce it with tape. All right, guys, let's take flight. So I have my stick here, and I'm just gonna try to do a perfect landing. You guys can go on ahead and try landing it perfectly, and then you guys can rock it back and forth, and then you guys can try rolling it. Just try different things, and make sure you guys take video and pictures. Here I go. Nice. Guys, so today we're gonna go over the principles of flight. Now, as you guys can see my plane here, as it's sitting down, it's 2-dimensional. If I lift it up, it's considered 3-dimensional, and I'll tell you why. While it's down, it can move forward, backward, left, and right. When it flies into the air, it is now able to rotate, which makes it 3-dimensional. So that's the difference between the two. Now, in flight, it uses the energy of the atmosphere to keep it in the air and to make changes in direction. Up, down, round, round. Because it is 3-dimensional, it has 3 axes around which it can move. Now, I have 3 straws here, green, blue, and red. My green straw is the lateral axis, which is pitch. My red straw is the longitudinal axis, which is roll. And my blue straw is the vertical axis, which is yaw. Now, the axis going through the middle, which is my pitch, if you rotate up and down, this is wingtip to wingtip, rotating up and down. As I grab my vertical axis, the yaw, that means it can go left and right. As I grab my longitudinal axis, which is the roll, it rolls. All right? So today we're gonna make our own three-dimensional plane with our labels. Now the materials you will need is a 5.5 by 7 piece of paper, a piece of paper to write your labels on. You can cut them out, scissors, a ruler, our 3 straws, blue, red, and green, and a marker. Oops! And of course, tape. So let's get started. Okay, so first we're gonna make our rectangular shape here. And we're gonna get our ruler and find our 5.5, which I have here. Put a little dot. Boop. Then from that dot, I need 7 inches. A little dot. And then we're gonna cut from dot to dot, dot to the edge. All right, so I have my cutout piece here. Now with the rest of the paper, you can just write your key terms here that we talked about, all right? And now we're gonna be ready to build our plane. All right, we have our piece of paper. We're gonna fold it the long way in half. Open back up and we're gonna fold the bottom into a triangle toward the middle. Nice and even. Then make sure it's all creased. So it should look like this. Then we're gonna fold to where it is even to the middle, like so. Okay, should look like this. Fold it in half, should look like this. And then we're gonna fold it backwards. Nice and even. And we're gonna do that for both sides. Okay, so we have our finished product here. Now we're going to get our scissors. Make sure a parent is nearby to help you guys out. And we're going to cut a little slit right there. And we are going to get our blue straw and put it through the middle. Like so. Okay, so now that we have our blue straw in and all taped, we're gonna get a red straw and it's gonna go right in the middle like so. We're gonna tape it. All right, now we're gonna get our green straw and go right across as our wings, and we'll be done for now. All right, so now we're just gonna cut our words off and we're going to label them on our plane. All right, guys, I hope you guys had an awesome time, but I have a few questions for you guys. You ready? Let's get started. What is the most important lesson you learned doing this activity? Number 2, did this activity inspire you to want to become a pilot or an aeronautical engineer? Explain. 3, what are the risks involved in being an aeronautical engineer? Possible answer could be poorly designed aircraft, it could be unsafe, working in a stressful environment, etc. Okay? Number 4, what are the rewards involved in being an aeronautical engineer? Anybody? No? Possible answers include designing an aircraft that is safe and reliable, improving the way we travel, revolutionizing transportation, demonstrating the benefits of modern technology, etc. Number 5, what are the risks involved in being a pilot? Do you guys remember what we talked about? Bad weather, mechanical failures, and all that stuff. Number 6, what are the rewards involved in being a pilot? Well, it could be fun and enjoyable. It could be the pay. It could be job opportunities, just being able to transport people and all that good stuff. But we want you guys to go on ahead and answer those on your own. Maybe you guys have more answers to give. But we also want you guys to take a picture and send a video of you guys taking flight, all right? A little trivia for you guys. Remember the little plane we did with the labels? Do you guys remember what went nose up, nose down? Any guesses? The correct answer is pitch. Do you guys remember anything about the plane going from right to left or left to right? It's a yaw for me. And then what about it turning in circles? Do you remember what that's called? If you guess roll, you're on a roll. All right, guys, well, we want to know your answers and how you guys did on this video. Show us your plane, show us you guys taking flight, and send it in to map@cityofmontclair.org. I said map@cityofmontclair.org.